Starting your Monday off with a little bit of Barracuda. Right here, 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Is there any better way to start your Monday?
Well, I woke up this morning and that alarm clock went off, and I said to myself, Barracuda me.
That's right.
I want to get
heart
going.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me some heart. Listen, a lot coming up on the show. Opening audio. Listen, this was hard because there is so much to talk about. But listen, we're going to be talking about the mattress man and his wife. He's colloquially known as the mattress man.
Well, he should be known for, there should be other words for him.
I agree. I agree. Unless, I looked at, if his wife was bigger than him, and she's not. Okay. So it was like, I don't understand the logic. We'll talk about that. And also, I hate to do it. The Japanese, they're at it again. All right. They hired a Nigerian singer to teach you how to sing and woo on a dating app because they're very concerned that there will not be enough Japanese by 2030.
Oh, they're concerned about the extinction of Japanese. Is that their concern? Within 6 years, they think there won't be enough?
Here's a problem.
Is there not enough
There's a lot of old Japanese.
So there's not a lot of lovemaking happening.
There's not a lot of lovemaking.
Okay.
So they're trying to encourage it by any means necessary.
I understand.
Hiring a Nigerian pop star to show you how to sing on the app. I mean, they're doing a lot of things, but they're saying the older Japanese, they're getting older,
right?
But they're not getting younger.
Well, you know why? It's because they take care of their elders, and they
have reverence and they respect them.
They hold them in high regard. Yes,
they do. High esteem.
Yeah,
high esteem. So coming up in opening audio, Mattress Man and the Japanese. That's how we're going to start off your Monday.
A little double mint gum kind of thing going on there.
Yeah, double your pleasure. All right, we're here to double your pleasure. So speaking of doubling your pleasure. There's a little honky-tonk, woman. Get you primed.
Nothing like having your pleasure doubled on a Monday.
The mattress man and the Japanese are going to learn one way or the other. It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. You got Rizzo and Jeff. And Jeff, we're going to start off with a mattress man.
Yeah, look, you purchase a mattress, if you don't get it delivered and you want to get it by yourself, it's a tricky task to handle it.
It's $35. Pay to get it delivered. If you can't afford the delivery fee, then you can't afford the mattress.
Correct. But look, there's a proper way to go about transporting said mattress. And using your wife or your fiance right before you're getting married, using
3 days,
using your fiance to hold it down while driving by laying on it, probably not a good scenario. And if she's not a sturdy gal,
right? And this is not a sturdy gal,
right? If she's not a sturdy gal and she's a little bit smaller,
she's a little buoyant,
all right? Then it's not going to help at all here, right?
Yeah, and that brings us to part one of opening audio.
It's time for opening audio here on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. A fun, funny way to start your day on 105.9 The Mountain.
Now, again, I would understand if, and I'm using a movie reference, if you've seen Gilbert Grape. Like, I would understand if it was like Momma Grape, right?
Momma Grape.
Right.
Okay, what are we transporting here? A Boeing 747? Momma Grape.
I'm saying
they had to cut the house open to get her out.
They burned it down.
That's right. They burned it down. That's right.
They burned it down because
she didn't make it.
She didn't make it, and they burned it down.
Oh man! Imagine having to bulldoze that after the fact. Yeah,
it's a shame.
Yeah,
it's quite the cremation.
Yeah, that's quite the cremation. I got to tell you.
All right, you're really messing me up.
Man, that's going to take a few napalms.
Okay.
Take care of Momma Grape there.
What I meant was, and you're killing me, I'm trying to, is that if you put Momma Grape on a mattress, it's not going to move.
Right, correct. I get it. Yeah. All right, Momma Grape. Here's the audio. Take a listen.
All right, let's try that again.
Wasn't really thinking, just was thinking of the fastest possible way to get the mattress from A to B, which just happened to be throwing the mattress in the back and putting Lydia on top.
That sounds great. I'll just hold the mattress down in the back of the truck. I remember the whole thing other than landing. I flew out just screaming. And then I remember just rolling on the street.
I'm looking in my rearview mirror and I see my fiance rolling away from me. First thought was that she had died. A lot of people were able to overlook the stupidity and really come and support both of us in the time that we needed it.
Yeah, okay. So number one,
first off,
number one, she chipped her tooth. Her face is all messed up. She got road burn.
Why wasn't he on the mattress?
Well, and that's the thing. That's why I brought up, and you perverted my point. But that's why I brought up Momma Grape, because again, you put her on it, it ain't moving anywhere.
I
right?
Get it.
This is a smaller lady. The mattress was wiggling up in the air, and it flies out of the bag.
Well, you'd have to think this through. Momma Grape goes on it. The truck isn't moving anywhere, right? So you're not getting very far, right? That's going to be the problem.
Well,
there.
That's true. That's true.
Now you have a.
You need something in between this lady and Momma Grape.
What? Now the shock.
Mama June.
Now the shocks are wrecked on the car, and the mattress is flat. So how do you win with Momma Grape at the end of the day? You don't. Yeah, good.
Because it's Momma Grape. You win.
If we're choosing mamas, a nice June would probably be a good in the midpoint there to hold the mattress down.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
It's time for opening audio here on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. A fun, funny way to start your day on 105.9 The Mountain.
Okay. The Japanese.
Yes.
They're having trouble. They're having a lot of trouble. There's a lot of elder Japanese, not a lot of younger Japanese. And they say that they have until 2030 to fix this, or the Japanese will dwindle. They will eventually become extinct within the next 200 years.
Yeah, I've read stories about this where they're trying different things to encourage lovemaking.
They are.
Right, to make sure.
There's an app called Tittle.
Right, to make sure that the population, and it's all controlled, of course, by the government, but to make sure the population flourishes. And like you said, they spend a lot of time, which is a good thing, taking care of their elders, which, is nice and everything.
That's great. That's the one thing I love about the Japanese. They have such respect and reverence for their elders, but they don't want to make new ones. They don't want to make new children. It's like they've stopped making children. So the officials in Japan are encouraging single citizens to get out and mingle and to have many, many children. So they're not even, encouraging, let's say, monogamy. They're just saying just
get to work.
Get to work.
Right.
And what they did was, I guess, Nigerian pop stars are big in Japan. So what they did was they hired, there's an app called Tapple, Tapple. They hired a Nigerian, pop star to teach you and give you an example of how to sing, because what the Japanese government says is that if you sing on an app, that might, turn a lady on.
Okay. All right.
So here's the audio of said Tapple spokesperson. I can't pronounce his name. I won't try.
I wanna be in your life until the night is over. I wanna hold you so tight they call me closer. Whenever you're alone, yeah, you make me feel home. Whenever you're down there, you there for my soul. Whenever you are, yeah, that's where I call my home. Whenever you're down, yeah, I'll be letting you know.
So,
wow.
It's
I
beautiful.
was touched.
Were you touched?
Yeah.
I was touched. I don't know if that, and is that going to encourage the Japanese to reproduce?
How do you feel after hearing that? Did you feel tickled? I felt a little tickled inside.
I don't know if I feel like reproducing. I mean, I feel like I want to help the Japanese.
Okay. Why? Are you going to go over there and help reproduce? Is that how you're going to help them? How are you going to help them?
Maybe me and you do commercials.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. We get them mattresses, have them delivered by Momma Grape.
Yeah.
Put them on them.
I don't got enough for gas money.
Look, We know you. We know that you look at that bank account and don't know where half of those charges come from. So we decided to help here at 105.9 The Mountain. We want to remind you that we are always on, always free. And we're even discussing paying you to take the Rizzo and Jeff Show home. For now, enjoy all the music, laughter, podcasts, and social media for free on 105.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff Show, and I got to tell you something. We have had a lot of discussions already this morning, Jeff.
Yeah.
We've discussions already.
Yeah, for a Monday, we're getting it rolling here. I got to tell you, and this one
do we have a naturist or who's on the phone?
It's Cameron, and he wants to talk about these naturists that we're about to get into here.
Well,
yeah.
And let's start with Cameron. Cameron, hello.
Hey guys, I'm just listening on the way to work, talking about the nudists.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Europe, and some of the beaches over there are nude, but it's like a choice. I know you're talking about something completely different. People that just live their whole life nude. Nobody wants to see a bunch of wankers dangling, walking around, people with mud flaps, stuff like that, old crease rolls and junk hanging everywhere. Nobody wants to see all of that mess.
Here's the thing, Cameron. It's crazy. I'm with you, so and you know how like the nudists are. They're like, oh, I don't want people staring at us. It's just a lifestyle. But now there's a new study that says they're actually angry that no one's looking at them.
Oh, well, I don't blame people for not looking at them. Most of the nudists are just like, they're like obese and something you wouldn't want to look at. But like these nude beaches in Europe and things like that, you see that too. But there's some good-looking people walking around naked. I don't mind looking at a good-looking woman,
Yeah, but let me ask you something. What percentage, if you were to have 10 nudists, right? What percentage of them are good-looking?
Maybe like 0.5%.
I'm
with you there.
Totally.
I'm with you. It's like 1 out of 100 people.
It really is. And I don't know why that is the case. They just feel so emboldened to just be nude. And it is very bizarre. Yeah.
You know what? It is.
And when I say 0.5%, I mean like only one of the people out of 10, half of their body, you would look at. The other half about, ugh.
Right. So they're only a halfie. You know what? Do me a favor. Hang on for 1 second. You are our first qualifier for, our $50 gift certificate to hop and pop ice cream and bubble tea. So thank you for calling so early, Cameron. I appreciate it. But he's right. I mean, here's the thing, Jeff. I mean, the guy is right. There's just something bizarre about the idea that nudists want to be seen now. Now, all of a sudden, they want to be seen.
Yeah, look, if you've ever been to, like, Miami, there's, some parts of the beach in South Beach where you get lucky and, that somebody's topless and, nobody cares, okay? But generally, when you look at these nudist colonies, I think there's one here in North Carolina.
There is a big one.
A big one. It's everybody that you just heard him describe.
It is. And you know what's crazy? It says here that the naturists they want privacy, or at least for many years they wanted privacy. They didn't want people to look at them. They wanted to have it be their way of life. And now it says that they're not getting enough attention. It says that they want people to peek. They want people to be curious. And I have audio here, of a lady talking about being a nudist. And, say what you want. I think it's a little, I think it's presumptuous.
It's non-sexual. You're just doing everyday things, really.
Yeah.
Like we're on holiday, but we're naked. So what? It is. But that's the thing. But I think that there is, and I think coming to, a foreign country as well, you don't get that crossover where there is we found it in the UK that there are more women abroad that do naturism or practice naturism than there are in the UK. Some people say it's like, oh, you must be weird or freak or whatever. No, there is a lot of people that do it. That all different professions, all different backgrounds. So that argument is out the window as far as I'm concerned, because you can't.
I think naturism's the biggest diverse.
Yeah.
Like any life, it's diverse.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be.
Can do it. Anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it. You don't have to be like a member of a club or anything like that. You just have to go and do it at home as well.
So they're worried as interests in nudism and naturism plummet, yet they don't want you looking at them. Pick one.
Yeah.
Pick one.
You got to decide, if you're going to flaunt it, then flaunt it. You can't just hide in your own little circles here.
Well, see,
if you're going to do it, do it.
And gosh, this was kind of close to when we had first gotten here, but I remember there being what was it? There was a camp. I forget.
Yeah.
I think it was about 45 minutes an hour away, and it was like a naturist thing, and you had to apply, and then they had to vet you. It was families and stuff like that. And it's like you don't want the attention, but now that there is no attention on you, it's like you're upset about it. It's sort of like, you know what I mean? And I'm looking at this picture here, and I have to tell you, I'm not excited.
Well, I got to tell you, a text came in to the text line here.
The Mountain Talk text line?
Naturists look like freshly cracked tubes of Pillsbury rolls. Okay. So when you crack it open,
it
makes the pop. Yeah. That's what it is. Nice crescent roll. Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's the radio. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yes, you. Wouldn't it suck if you had to pay for me? Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. All this great music and the laughs, or tears, depending on where you land, on the Rizzo and Jeff Show, we'll never charge you to listen. We pay for enough stuff. We just want you to laugh and keep rocking. The Rizzo and Jeff Show on 105.9 The Mountain.
No, it don't get better than a fat Drew Carey. It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff Show. And Jeff, Drew Carey has become just arrogant. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah, look, I don't understand what his problem is. And you're going to hear two different sides of Drew here. Yeah. If you remember,
heavily edited side.
Yeah, well, back at the beginning when he started The Price is Right, when he took it over, and it was a shocking takeover for a lot of fans of The Price is Right. Yeah. So there was one episode where a man guessed it exactly right. And
which is, in fairness, there's a whole documentary on it. There is a contingent of people who used to study the prizes and memorize the prizes and then cycle through them. So that's not the people's fault that he did that.
Right.
He knew it, and it was right, and he didn't cheat.
Now, for that to happen is a little crazy, but it's not. It's not impossible. It's not impossible, right? So he nailed it exactly right. So there had to be some kind of conspiracy, and then this past week there was a guy that guessed it within $1. Now, there's no problem with that guy, is there? But there was a problem with the previous guy.
And this is the dichotomy of Fat Drew and Skinny Drew. Yeah. So a little bit of Fat Drew came out in his excitement for this guy who was $1 off, which you will then hear Drew say, wait a minute, that's not even possible to be that close. But here's what happened on The Price is Right on Friday.
Patrice, your wife is on the edge. I can see her right here. A special machine, a trip to Miami, and a Kia K5. You bid $39,500. Actual price. So, let me tell you. No. $39,501.
Now let's comment.
$1. That was the best showcase bid in the history of the show, in my opinion.
All right.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Right? There was someone who did guess it. Okay. Now I want you to listen to the different Drew.
He had a clipboard. He got the exact amount, and I went like, what?
And what was the item?
There's always like 3 or 4 things. I don't know. And I go, that ever happened before? And she goes, no.
That had never happened before.
No, so that's what she said right away. We shut down for like 10 minutes.
Right.
15 minutes, which is a long time. And everybody was like, that standards and practices there. What are we going to do?
What does this mean? What does this mean?
Yeah, is this possible?
Right.
Yes.
Could this even happen?
Yes.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Sharon.
I thought they were never going to air it anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I remember hearing somebody wondering how they could even air it.
Right.
If there was a scandal.
Right.
And I was like, well, this is, I was so depressed right then.
Actual retail price, $23,743. You got it right on the
display
nose.
changed to just a 0. Yeah, it was right on the. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And so everybody thought that something happened. The There was a producer on the show my first year that had been there 35 years. Right. He'd been there his whole television career. It was his first job out of college. And then he wasn't there my second year of the show. And this fan group, they didn't blame me for him not being there, but we thought somebody from the staff was also mad about this and was cooperating with the fan group and was like, just took the show over, gave the guy the price of the showcase.
No, nobody took the show over and gave the guy the price of the showcase. No. Do you hear the difference? Yeah. So the guy was $1 off. It was a big celebration. The guy gets it on the nose. He doesn't think it's going to air. He acts like a baby. This is petulant Drew. This is the problem when you lose the weight and you think that you're great.
See, but back then, that attitude, he was a little sassafras back then,
guys. If you knew how much I had to edit that, you would be stunned. If you just Google that interview, him and Kevin Spacey, it is filthy. He's filthy.
He is.
Isn't he a filthy man?
I gotta tell you. Every time you look at him and you think you're getting laughter and humor and joy in his tailored suits that he wears now, let me tell you, I want him back in the big guy sweaters, where the only thing you could wear is a sweater because that's all that fits. That's where we need the Drew to be.
You know what?
This new Drew.
Here's the thing. You can hide behind your tailored suits, but we all know that the skin is pinned behind the back.
Yeah, we all know it.
We know it.
You like butter.
That's it. Yeah.
No sleep till the Rizzo and Jeff Show. One is older and wiser. The other's life fell to pieces and his fiance is out of glue. Yeah, you get what you get. Here's to hoping we made the right decision. Weekdays, 6 to 10 a.m. on 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Head to the 105.9 The Mountain Facebook. There will be a picture with a question about nudism. We will pick the best answer. And you could win a $50 gift card to the Hop Ice Cream Shop and Pop Bubble Tea. That being said, it's time for the JNN, Jeff, and we got what coming up here? Some popsicle something? Ketchup what?
Yeah, some popsicle something. Not that.
Okay.
No,
okay.
KitKats and ketchup.
KitKats and ketchup.
What a combo. We'll talk about that. Why rodeos scare me.
Okay.
This is the one reason why. I'm fearful of those. Getting kicked over in a porta potty while I'm in it, and rodeos. And rodeos. So rodeos are on the list as well. We'll talk about that. And if you have surgery, don't sneeze. You could lose your colon. We'll talk about that as well. Okay.
All right.
Time for the world famous, never imitated, never duplicated, and barely making it. The JNN Jeff News Network is on 105.9 The Mountain now.
All right. So, inspired by a viral TikTok trend, KitKat might soon introduce, this has got to be yummy, just has to be, a ketchup-flavored candy bar. So it's a potential collaboration with Heinz. It was teased in an Instagram post last week, which featured, it was like a prototype of the KitKat chup flavor bar, and a lot of people were like, really? What is this going to taste like? So it would blend dark red ketchup and chocolate and KitKats and the wafer and all of it. I mean, I don't get it. I don't see
I'm not with it either.
It's what's it going to be? What's the flavoring there,
Well, it doesn't go together. They're two things that don't go together.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like ketchup and chocolate. That sounds like
This is, and we often talk about the big community. This is like when something like this, gets announced that, they are, stalking the shelves looking for it. That's just what happens, so.
Yeah, but my question is, what about, I guess, the flavor of ketchup? Because you like ketchup. I mean, what about the flavor of ketchup and the idea of chocolate gets it going for you?
I don't see the combination making sense to me. And it's not like you're sitting here like I drink bottles of Heinz.
Well, I mean, you like ketchup like I like mustard.
Right. Well, you drink bottles of mustard.
I do.
I don't drink, Heinz ketchup. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out because it's going to come out. So that's when
we're really just grasping for straws.
TikTok,
I feel like. You know what I mean?
Just because somebody's talking about it on TikTok doesn't mean we need to make it a thing. All right.
Yeah, you know what? I think we rely too heavily on the TikTok, the social media for things, and we don't rely on our common sense. If your company's dictating, it's bad. It's just it's bad. It's just bad.
The most trusted source for useless information.
Who is your source? I need to know your source.
The JNN Jeff News Network is on 105.9 The Mountain now.
I've been so preoccupied with this story you're going to tell about the colon, I forgot to tell you that the JNN is brought to you by our good friends at Train Heating and Cooling Systems. They are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you because we run together. Visit traininfo.com to visit your local independent train dealer. That's traininfo.com because it's hard to stop a train. Sorry, Jeff.
No. Look, I'm glad that a colon story really has you frazzled. We'll get to that in a second. But look, so we did the rodeo, okay, and we were scared at one point in the rodeo, right? Because
it was horrifyingly scary. Yes.
Yeah, because sometimes they the bulls or whoever they kick things, and we were going out there to do the introduction at the rodeo here. And do you remember, like one of the bulls had kicked the thing, and it sounded like a gunshot. We thought we were shot.
It was funny because, and of course, we were not dressed for a rodeo. We were at the Ag Center. It was probably like our second week here.
Right.
We were with one of the sales guys, Roy, and we're with Al from Al's Jewelry and Pawn. Great guy. Yeah. Love him. He is definitely a rodeo guy.
Right.
And he looks every bit the part. We did not. And he has us introduce ourselves and to no fanfare or applause.
No. I don't think we got one clap. I think we had to, the second time around, say, hey, are we ready?
Yeah.
One of those deals.
Woo! And basically, we were walking down, and then we did our quick announcement. We walked back, and then you heard a bam! And we jumped, and we were like, what is that? And then all these people were like, it's okay, the bull's kicking.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, well, we didn't know.
Well, this was a rodeo in Oregon, and when I saw this, it made me think of our time that was there, and I guess one of the bulls hopped a fence that was surrounding the arena where you could get out, and run around, and he ran through the concession area, he ran into the parking lot, he injured at least 3 people before they were able to wrangle him up. He lifted one person off the ground, spun them end over end, bounced them off his horns before the person hit the ground. Everybody was yelling and screaming. It was like a nightmare. See, that's the one thing I was worried about. What if that ever happened? We were there. That it's possible.
We have people getting gored in South Carolina. I mean, a bull would just keep coming after you. I mean, God forbid you have anything red on. It's just, how can you secure them?
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, if you got an angry bull, I mean, a fence is not going to stop an angry bull if he's angry enough. It's I don't know. It's just me. You just, look, well, I like a good rodeo, from afar.
Okay.
I'll watch the rodeo on the TV, but being there, that's putting us in some danger.
Yeah, look, you're gored. You could lose your colon, like this next story.
Oh my Lord!
You don't want that happening.
Well, that's what I'm waiting for.
It's time for Wait, no, it's not really. I mean, who would?
Can you put the news back on?
The JNN.
This is the news.
The Jeff News Network, a wealth of useful and mostly useless information.
Surgeons have successfully placed part of a Florida man's colon back into his body after it fell out following a forceful sneeze. So the 63-year-old gentleman was enjoying breakfast at a diner with his wife.
Oh, at a diner.
Right, which makes a lot of sense.
That colon came out at a diner?
Yeah, it had a diner. So, the man had underwent abdominal surgery, about a year prior, what it might have been. So during breakfast, he sneezed forcefully, followed by coughing. He immediately noticed a wet sensation and pain in his lower abdomen. Looking down, he observed several loops of pink bowel protruding from his recent surgical site. So he covered the exposed intestines with his shirt.
Covered the colon with his shirt?
While his wife called for an ambulance, and approximately like a 3-inch vertical laceration with large amounts of it poking through. And thankfully, he was able to have successful surgery to repair it, all from a simple sneeze.
Well, it's not as simple. I mean, what force?
That had
Does
to be
one
some
have
kind of
to
sneeze
to have your colon, and then you're not. I mean, I get it. You're in a diner. There's not many sanitary options. Maybe ask for a bag, a box, a to-go container. You're just putting your colon in your shirt. Just doesn't seem like the way to go.
No,
your
suggestion is for him to ask for a to-go container for his colon.
What are you going to do? It's either that or put your shirt. Let me ask you something. Your colon is next to you.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
You have an option.
Yeah.
A to-go container, which is sanitary. You just plop it in there. You fold it over. You just carry it out with you. Yeah. Or you put it over your shirt.
Let me ask you. Does he finish his sunny side up eggs?
Colon out?
I'm finishing.
Tired of all those little hidden V's? And subscribe here, and 2 months later, you're $50 short? That's why the Rizzo and Jeff Show and 105.9 The Mountain will always be local and free. Well, we couldn't charge for these guys if we tried anyway. We were just kind of being nice. More of the Rizzo and Jeff Show on the 105.9 The Mountain is next.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. That was Boston. We got Johnny on the phone. Johnny, good morning. What's up, man?
Yeah, good morning. I'm on 26th here. Just went underneath that new Parkway Bridge right there and playing ping pong, clearing the way for everybody else behind me off these Jersey walls. But it's a good drive this morning, pretty clear right now.
Well, you know what? You're doing Jeff's job for him. He's the traffic guy.
Yeah, I've added traffic guy, Johnny, to my repertoire.
Well, that's great, man, but you got to be on the road to be a traffic guy, not just look at that little screen.
Well, wait a minute. What we did is we said that he is actually, we give him a traffic copter, so you know what I mean?
That's cool, man. Hey, let's go back to the KitKat ketchup bar.
All right, let's go.
All right, so here's the deal with that. You know, most things, when you do ketchup, you know, you put it on it, not in it, most of the time, unless it's spaghetti or something like that, right? It's common. But how about this? So on the way home, I'm going to buy me a KitKat bar, and I'm going to get to the house tonight, and after supper, for dessert, I'm going to have me some ketchup in a KitKat bar, and I'm going to let you know how it goes tomorrow.
Well, you know what? I'd love that. I would just be curious and be careful because, you know, if you don't like it, maybe it makes you throw up or cough. I would watch your colon because apparently that falls out when you cough or sneeze.
Well, here's the deal on sneezing. This is a fact. I'm going to school you. So if you don't sneeze, you can hold your sneeze in. It can kill you. It can actually kill you. So just remember that. If you hold your sneezes in, it can kill you.
So
okay?
just sneeze even if the colon comes out.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to try that day and everything. I had the runs anyway this weekend, so it ain't going to make no difference.
Well,
okay,
good to go. Good to know, Johnny.
You know what? Thank you for sharing that with everyone, Johnny.
Yeah, no problem. I had some fish or something, man. It didn't agree with me yesterday.
Well, I apologize about that, my friend. Hope you feel better. Thank you so much for the call. Jeff, listen, you know, there was a lot in that call that we could talk about, but it started off with, you know, his thoughts about, you know, the Nudists thing, then the ketchup, then he's going to try this, then he's going to try that, and then he's got the runs.
Right.
You know, and it reminds me of this man who was arrested after, I guess, being naked. Somebody called and said he was, quote, butterball naked. Don't know what butterball naked means.
First off, I would like to know what that is, and I would love to be butterball naked.
I would love to get butterball naked at some point, but he was plumb butterball naked, and authorities show up, and he said, What? I'm filming a movie. So apparently, this man was filming a movie in his head because there was not a film crew around. But, again, butterball naked, Jeff, that's a special kind of naked.
Yeah, it's whatever is involved in that. I don't know, unless he is a butterball.
Yeah, I mean, he's average. He's not a butterball.
But he again, as we talked about this earlier, it's the people that are being butterball naked are the people that you don't want to see. Right? The ones you want to see and you'd like to take a look at, you'd like to glance at.
Right.
We don't get those.
No.
That's not who lives within the towns of, nudist, communities and things. We don't get the ones that we want to see. We get the butterballs.
We do get the butterballs. We do. And so this guy obviously arrested. He was released on bond, but he swears he was making a movie. So I'm looking forward to this movie coming out. This guy was in Evansville, Indiana.
Oh, boy.
For those of you who don't know, we know a lot about Evansville, Indiana, and the people in Evansville, Indiana. Yeah. And maybe he was butterball naked, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, well, being that, if you don't know...
What does that even mean?
I don't know. It's something that I'm going to investigate a little more.
All right, you do that.
But if you don't know anything about Evansville, Indiana, it is known as the meth capital of the United States.
It is. A lot of meth there.
It is the meth capital of the country. So, for that to be happening, I would assume somehow, some way, he had himself a butterball turkey somewhere, at some point, and there was meth involved in this. I'm just going to take a wild
You think meth
guess.
was involved?
Yes. Yeah.
So you think he was making a movie with a butterball?
Well, that, my friend, I'd like to see. Stuffing isn't going in there. Something else is. That's what I want to say.
We understand that new things lose their shine after a while. Good news, Rizzo and Jeff never had any polish to lose, so we're ahead of the game there. And 105.9 The Mountain is and always will be free. So enjoy some more of your favorite rock tunes and some unpolished guys who just tried. Give them a break, huh? More Rizzo and Jeff.
Some may describe me as a plant papa. Some of you may not know that. It's 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Jeff, I've become a plant papa. It really happened when we left our latest show. And I decided to take on the responsibility of being a plant daddy.
Yeah, this is something I didn't realize the depths of this newfound venture for you. That you not only do you get plants, you go to a plant store.
Yeah.
You sing to plants. You talk to your plants.
I do.
Look, I know life can be tough at times, but everything's going to be okay.
Well, you don't know that, but plants brighten your day.
Do they?
Well, they do. And
they talk back to you?
Well,
or is that something you hear?
They're zen. They know They know that they feel the vibration. I can't explain it.
I can.
Coming up, we're going to be talking to Christina. She actually owns a business. It's called Plantiful Plant Care, okay? And basically, she goes around the Asheville area, okay? She nurtures indoor plants to their full potential. Okay. So these lush, healthy plants, Baby Hands met her. And I was like, wow, you know what? Maybe you could bring our plants back to life. And I thought, you could teach us how to sing to the plants. You could teach us how to talk to them. Am I talking too loud? Am I talking too gruff? Am I not singing the right songs?
Yeah.
Am I, you know what I mean? Like, what am I not doing? Because my orchid is struggling. His name is Samuel. Oh, also, people name their plants. Reginald Vell Johnson is my money tree.
Okay. Right.
Although I got to tell you, he's gotten the ditty recently because he's not growing.
Yeah, Carl Winslow. Yeah. Diddy took care of that, huh?
Yeah,
not growing?
Diddy did something to the plant.
Okay.
It's not growing. So maybe she could help us. But I figured that, at least we could get kind of, and maybe I can't be alone, right? 828-240-1059. There has to be someone out there listening that talks to their plants.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
There's
a business for it.
There is not.
There's somebody. at Plantiville Plant Care that's going to come on the show, and not only does she sing to the plants, but there are people who sing, they talk, and to have lush, healthy plants, you need to do that. So maybe, she could help me sing to them. Maybe she could give me some tunes, an idea of how to sing to the plants.
Yeah, look, I know we've burned a lot of brain cells in our lives here, but man, oh man, somebody needs to adjust your medication.
What?
Okay.
What are you, an anti-plantite?
It's not that I'm an anti-plantite. I think there's nothing wrong with having a plant, but, having full-fledged conversations with them is, we're on a different level here of things. Okay?
I guarantee you, I am not the only person.
Go ahead. Find me somebody that talks and sings to their plants that listens to this show.
First off,
good luck.
If you do listen to this show, you probably are the kind of person that talks and sings to your plants. It could be any plant.
Yeah.
I just tell me I'm not alone.
Yeah. Somebody
just tell me.
Help him.
Just help me. 82824. Just please.
Yeah,
I feel really weird,
Good.
But anyway,
Right.
So we're going to be talking to her coming up around 8:10, 8:15. But I just wanted to tell you something about me.
Okay.
So that you know.
All right,
I'm a plant papa.
All right. I'll go pick a few dandelions. You can hit a high note. All right.
Rocking the mountains for over 15 years. This is WTMT and WTMT HD1 Weaverville. Black Mountain. Classic Rock. 105.9 The Mountain.
The question's so simple, the reasoning so complicated. Do you talk the plants? 828-240-1059. I found out that, I'm not alone in this pursuit, and we're going to be talking to somebody who is a business owner locally that, will help us encourage talking to plants. But, Jeff, we have someone on the phone that is a plant talker. Is that correct?
Yeah. Man, it's a lot of sanity happening here today on the show. We have Keith. And Keith, what were you saying to me about talking to your plants when I picked up the phone?
I talk to my plants every morning. It's a proven fact. You talk to your plants and tell them that you love them and cherish them. They grow a lot better.
Right?
But I don't sing to them because I'm afraid I'll kill them.
Now, see, let me ask you, what kind of things do you say? So, like, what plants do you have and what are you saying to them?
Well, I tell them I love them and how good they're growing and how good they're going to be, and they're called super skunks, and I keep them locked in a closet.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Does it help? Does it help with that? Do they become more fruitful?
Oh, definitely. It's for me, it's a proven fact. You got to talk to them all day long.
So now
how much I love them. They got to feel the love.
They got to feel it, right? I mean, now see, with me, I have a money tree, and that's not really helping right now. But I try to talk to them, but then I was encouraged to sing to them, and I feel like maybe my luck's a turning up.
Well, you must be a good singer then.
Yeah.
I was to sing to mine, they'd wilt.
Yeah.
Well, I used to be once upon a time, and then the years of smoking caught up with me. Thankfully I quit, but I will tell you this: I'm glad to know that I'm not alone, Keith.
Right? No, and it's people should love their plants and talk to them because it does. You take care of them, and they'll show the love as well.
See
right,
that,
Keith?
All right. See that now? Yeah. Now that is something that's. I appreciate you being open and honest because you know what? This is an accepting show, and you know what? We love when you just call and you're just honest about it, and that's great. So thank you for sharing that this morning, Keith. It means a lot.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, you have a good day.
Keith.
See that, Keith? Keith,
good luck.
Starting off the day.
Somebody hit the Baker Act.
Listen.
Huh?
You're going to find out that it's not as crazy as you think.
Keith. All right, Keith. At about an hour, a couple of guys roll up with a white jacket for you. All right.
Listen.
Just because it goes on backwards doesn't mean that there's anything wrong, okay? They might have some belts on it as well. All right, Keith?
Do you talk to your plants? It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff Show, and we're going to get to Christina, the owner of Plantville Plant Care, in just a second. But we have Maria on the phone, Jeff?
Marie's
I
on the
apologize.
phone, yeah.
Marie, good morning. You talk to your plants?
Well, actually, I have one that has lived about 25 years. Everything else dies. I kill everything.
Okay.
So the one shamrock that I have, I talk hateful to him, and he lives for spite.
Really?
Interesting.
So what kind of hateful things do you say to your plant? Now, mind you, we're on the radio here.
Like when it's pretty outside, he wants to go outside, but it's too hot on the deck, and so he'll be looking like he's dying, and I'll say, "You can't go out there; it's too hot. You're not going." And so then, of course, we're like he's dying. So I'll take him out on the deck. He'll be out on the deck for a couple hours, and then, of course, it's too hot, and then he starts acting like he's dying. So then I go out there and I said, "I told you cannot come out here. It is too hot. Now you're going back in the house. We're not putting up with this crap no more." So I take him, put him in the window, and then he's fine. But the next day, we pretty much do the same thing all summer long. So I think he sees all the other plants dying around him.
And he wants to live. He will live.
Yes.
And you're telling me he's been around for 20 years?
25 years.
Wow. See, so talking to the plant obviously works.
Yes, I guess it just depends on which plant it is and if he wants to live for spite, because that's what he lives for spite, because everybody else dies.
Well, you know what, Marie, that is a great story, and you know what, you keep doing that, and thank you for sharing that and letting me know I'm not alone here. Okay.
Okay, y'all have a great day.
You too. See that? Look at that, out of spite.
Yeah.
Now
Could be that you water it.
Well,
could that be it as
not
well?
25 years. Okay. Now we have Christina, who I met through Baby Hand. She's the owner of Plantiful Plant Care. Basically, she goes around the Asheville area. She nurtures indoor plants to their full potential. Lush, healthy plants, right? Having a profound positive impact on mental and physical health. I agree with that. I'm a plant papa. When the plants are happy, the people are happy. Okay, and Christina, thanks
it's a motto, huh?
Thank you, Christina. Thanks for taking a few minutes to join us here. Hello.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to tail back off Marie real quick, I also live out of spite, so I fully connect with her shamrock.
Really?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I wouldn't have started this business had it not been for spite. So here we are.
Wow. So we've had people call and say they talk to their plants. She said out of spite. I mean, is this a common thing, talking to plants?
Oh, absolutely. When I worked down at Painter's Greenhouse, my employees would commonly catch me singing to the plants just because they do actually hear us. There was a study done in, I think, 2023 from Tel Aviv University showing that plants can detect sound. And a further study from China's Tianjin Normal University showed that music enhances the ability to use light energy and thus producing more food and growing at a faster rate than plants that weren't exposed to music therapy.
So what kind of music?
Yeah.
What kind of music do plants like? Like if you
it
know
actually
what I mean?
depends on the plant itself, and if it's more of like a morning plant that opens up like a morning glory, for instance, would probably like a little bit lighter music, whereas a night plant or one that's more active as night, like calatheas, they tend to like more rock music, which is kind of funny, just because they move along with it a little bit.
So like a morning plant, you get yourself a little John Mayer to get things going, is what you're saying. But
there you go.
Yeah, but when we get to nighttime, we're jamming out to a little Metallica.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So you have this business, right? And you go around and you like I guess work on people's plants. So what, they call you to their house, and what do you sing to the plants? What do you do to the plants?
I prune them. I make sure they're getting enough water and that the water is filtered, because down here in Asheville we have a pretty high chlorination rate in the water, and over time that can really hurt the plants. So I just make sure that those tiny details aren't forgotten about, and that the plants are tended to their just utmost care.
Now, I have a money tree, not doing so well, working on the orchid. My thing is I also name my plants. Is that common as well?
Oh, absolutely. I've got a handful of plants named here, too. What are your plants named?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. So my orchid is named Samuel. That was my fiance's choice. I was able to name the money tree. Now, I named the money tree Reginald Vell Johnson, or Reginald. He was the dad from Family Ties. Do you remember?
Family Matters.
Family Matters. I'm sorry. Do you remember the
Carl
show?
Winslow?
Carl Winslow. Remember him?
I might be too young for that, but I am familiar with the show.
So Steve Urkel. Steve Urkel.
Yeah,
the guy from
Gotcha. Thank you.
the guy from Steve Urkel. He was the fat cop. Anyway, so it's Reginald, right? He's the money tree, and then we have Samuel, our orchid. But Samuel, our orchid, he's having some trouble. Reginald, he hasn't really produced money. I'm waiting for that. So hopefully, a lot of people listen to this show, and we can become number one. Maybe then Reginald will be fruitful. But maybe it's because I'm not singing them the right songs. What kind of plant? Like, what kind of songs should I be singing to these plants? Are they night plants, day plants?
Well, think about it. Orchids are pretty delicate, right? And they need really specific types of just an environment to really grow, because they don't always bloom every year. Some orchids are on like more of a every other year cycle. But a general all plants love it would be Plantasia. It's an album from the 70s. It's truly fantastic, and I highly recommend it.
I was thinking more a little Celine Dion. Something of that nature, right?
Float your boat, absolutely.
Yeah.
But isn't that too gentle, Celine? Isn't that too gentle?
Maybe not for the orchid, but possibly for the money tree.
For the money tree, you want to go a little tougher, a little more manly, is what we're saying here.
Sure, might as well.
Yeah.
Well, and I have Plantasia here. I guess you're referring to the one by Mort Gibson. Is that the one you're speaking of?
Absolutely, I am. Yes.
So hold on. Let me just pull some of this up here.
Yeah, nothing like little good old Mort to get things going.
So it says, warm the earth with plants and the people who love them. Now, what would something like this? Does it have specific sound waves to get them moving? I mean, what is it?
Oh, that's actually that's a bit above my head. However, I'm sure you could consult the wonderful scientists at either university, and I'm sure they would love to delve into the details.
Well, it's not so much the details. It's just I have people calling saying that their plants move like to different music, or when they talk to them. I don't know. Is it just weed plants? I mean, is that what this is for?
No, it's mostly just they just react to kind of the sound and also what they see around them too. Because fun fact, plants can see you.
How they can see? So how do they see you?
They sense the energy and the color being produced by whatever's nearest to them. It's actually a really cool thing. So I've had a plant that was next to a variegated plant, and it started changing its genetic code based on the variegated plant next to it. I can post a picture later on my socials to show you all what I mean, but it is truly magnificent.
Really? And again, plentiful plant care. I will, when we post the podcast, put a link up to your socials. Also, same thing on Instagram. But, so what... and again, I guess of your clients, what majority of your clients would you say sing, play music? I mean, I didn't realize how in-depth this was, and how...
Oh, gosh, yeah. My people, or like my plant people, I would probably say 2/3 of them do it.
2/3,
and the others aren't fazed by it if they do hear it or see it either. So it's really interesting.
Wow. See, I knew I was. So if you were to leave me with one piece of advice for Reginald, because I'm waiting for some money out of this money tree. I got to tell you,
jot down the notes.
I'm waiting. Yeah. I'm waiting. So what should I do here?
So one question, is it braided?
What do you mean by that?
Like, is the trunk braided?
Okay. You mean like twisty? It's twisty at the bottom. Yes, it's twisty in 3 ways.
Okay, so what you want to do is remove it from the pot and make sure the roots themselves are not bound. It's very common for braided plants to have their roots bound to make sure they stay braided. But once they're planted in the pot, it's time to remove that binding. And if the bindings aren't removed, they start going downhill pretty quickly.
See that?
Look at that.
That could have been my problem.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and Christina, again, Plantiful Plant Care. If people want to reach out to you, obviously I'll put a link up when we post the podcast. Plantiful Plant Care on Instagram, on Facebook, or people could email you, Christina at plantifulplantcare.com. And you do all the plant care, right? So if they want you to sing to it, right, you'll sing?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I can do custom installations in homes and businesses. I do care contracts, repotting, pest cleaning, consults, and I even have gift certificates. So, just hit me up.
Look at that. All right. Well, listen, I might have you come and sing to Reggie. He's been through a lot. Okay.
Oh, bless him.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, bless him. Yeah.
Bless him indeed. Christina, thanks for taking a few minutes this morning to come on the show. We really appreciate you, okay?
Absolutely. Thanks, y'all.
Oh, thank you.
No
Look
problem.
at that. Christina, again, from, Plantiful Plant Care to tell me that, look, I'm not alone. She sings. We had, people call before. They sing to their plant. She suggested Plantasia, which, that's this. Apparently, they responded. She even said they changed their genetic code. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am not alone. This plant papa, he's right on track.
And this show's going off the rails quick.
Rizzo and Jeff have asked that we make an adjustment to the fluffy comment you hear on the show. We will not and stand by it. Those fluffy guys will be back after some free music and a quick break.
Are you a hobby horse rider? Is it a sport? It's 105.9 The Mount Asheville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Jeff, hobby horsing. Are you familiar?
I am familiar, surprisingly. I have seen this, and I know that there's actual hobby horse tournaments that happen.
Yeah,
and
it's a sport.
Yeah, it's a sport, and people show up to it, and they gallop.
Indeed.
They design their hobby horses, and they go through obstacles and different things. Yes, I have seen this.
Well, I wanted to talk about this because maybe it's crazy, but do you consider this a sport? I'm going to play for you some audio of a professional hobby horse rider. Now, this guy, one of the best hobby horsers in the world.
Okay.
You can't expect to be this guy.
Yeah, I don't know what's involved in it. Isn't it just a
hobby horse, Jeff?
It's a stick?
It's a stick.
With a horse head.
And a wheel.
Yeah.
The wheel's at the bottom. See, hobby horsing evolved. It used to just be the stick with the horsey head. Now it's got a wheel so that it makes doing tricks in hobby horsing easier.
Okay.
All right. So here is one of the best hobby horsers in the world talking about his hobby horse, why he chose his hobby horse to be a unicorn, and why, in fact, it is a sport.
Oh.
A lot of people don't understand hobby horsing, but it's the toughest sport I've ever done in my life. The amount of work and dedication it takes to be a true hobby horser is next level. Oh, woo! Not to mention the amount of physical strength and cardio it takes to hobby horse really takes a toll on the body. You also have to have a strong knowledge of horses and really be able to be comfortable around the animal. I'd like you to meet Regina. She is, in fact, full-blooded unicorn, which can be a disadvantage depending on which hobby horse event you're competing in. Regina can be fun. She does have a bit of an attitude. Oh, woo! You see me clear that jump? I didn't think we were going to be able to get it, but we did it. We did it, girl. When it's time to compete, Regina buckles down and she gets the job done.
Well,
this is a guy that sings to his plants.
Listen, here's the problem. Before you start pooping on the guy, okay? Now, it's a shame that only 6% of people view hobby horsing as a legitimate sport.
Well, that's 6% of it is everybody that does it. Okay. Other people, the rest of the other 94% of people that I guess they talked to didn't. But when you look at some of this, it's unbelievable how,
you win thousands. I mean, you could make a living being a professional hobby horse.
But there's like national tournaments where like thousands of people show up with a fake horse head on a stick, and they run around and hop things.
But it's not a fake horse head on a stick.
Is.
No. It's about making that horse come to life. It's about giving it a personality. It's about jumping. It's about grace. It's about I mean, you think you could jump a hurdle by yourself, let alone with a hobby horse? I don't think so, man. It takes some kind of athleticism. It is a sport. So I am here to contend that hobby horsing is a sport. Okay? Hobby horsing is... What?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hobby horsing is a sport. Hobby horsing takes intelligence. Hobby horsing takes hard work. Hobby horsing takes a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I bet it does.
1059 The Mountain. Good morning. Hello?
Late morning, fellas. I think my rooster died last night.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's why I'm late getting here. I just wanted to say that, in my opinion, that their hobby horsing is about as legitimate a sport as this here is a radio show.
Well,
I agree.
Well, Jeff, that's the one thing that you and Jeff agree on.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, 110%.
So you don't hobby horse? You wouldn't hobby horse? Someone gave you a horsey and a stick, you wouldn't give it a go?
Well, I hobby horsed many a day in my time, son, but
hey?
I don't know that I'd be out there doing it in front of a big crowd of people prancing around on a stick or not. I don't believe I could handle that one.
Well, maybe open your mind a little, man.
Well, I did want to tell you one thing before I got off of here.
Okay, tell us, sure.
Let's talk more music.
All right. Gallop on out of here.
Gallop on out of here.
Yeah.
Nay.
Yeah.
All right, the fact of the matter is, say what you want. All right, and by the way, look at the comments on Facebook. Somebody said more talk, less music. That's because they get what we're doing here. And you know what we're doing? Yeah. We're trying to advocate for the hobby horses. We're trying to show that hobby horsing is legitimate. It's legitimate.
Yeah. I was not talking anymore. Your rooster. Okay? Didn't make it.
828-240-1059. All I'm saying is, look, no pressure.
Uh-huh.
All right? Got a gift card, Hop, ice cream, pop bubble tea, $50. It's a lot of ice cream and bubble tea.
Yeah.
If you're a hobby horse enthusiast, maybe you know how. I just want your opinion. Is it not a sport? If it's not a sport, then I'll let it go.
Yep.
But I think that they do hobby horsing here in Asheville. I think that maybe we should come together. Maybe this should be our thing. We should get behind it.
Yeah, sure. Look, I'll sit right here on the edge of my seat waiting for your calls. Okay. Maybe I should just head home.
1059 The Mountain and Rizzo and Jeff hate paying for stuff, don't you? Everything is a subscription this or fee that. Heck, they even have kitchen fees now. Just a friendly reminder that your local neighborhood radio station is always free. We tried to sell the Rizzo and Jeff show. Nobody bought it, so they're free too. Always local and free. 1059 The Mountain.
1059 The Mountain, Asheville's Place Rock. You got Rizzo and Jeff. And Jeff, we're going to start off with a mattress man.
Yeah, look, you go, you purchase a mattress. If you don't get it delivered and you want to get it by yourself, it's a tricky task to handle it.
It's $35. Pay to get it delivered. If you can't afford the delivery fee, then you can't afford the mattress.
Correct. But look, there's a proper way to go about transporting said mattress. And using your wife or your fiance right before you're getting married, using
3 days,
using your fiance to hold it down while driving by laying on it, probably not a good scenario. And if she's not a sturdy gal,
right? And this is not a sturdy gal,
right? If she's not a sturdy gal and she's a little bit smaller,
she's a little buoyant,
all right? Then it's not going to help at all here, right?
Yeah, I would understand if and I'm using a movie reference. If you've seen Gilbert Grape, like I would understand if it was like Momma Grape, right?
Momma Grape.
Right.
Okay. What are we transporting here? A Boeing 747? Momma Grape.
I'm saying
they had to cut the house open to get her out.
They burned it down.
That's right. They burned it down. That's right.
They burned it down because
she didn't make it.
She didn't make it. And they burned it down.
Oh man! Imagine having to bulldoze that after the fact. Yeah,
it's a shame.
Yeah,
this is quite the cremation.
Yeah, that's quite the cremation. I got to tell you.
All right, you're really messing me up.
I mean, that's going to take a few napalms.
Okay.
Take care of Momma Grape there.
What I meant was, and you're killing me. I'm trying to is that if you put Momma Grape on a mattress, it's not going to move.
Right, correct. I get it. Yeah. All right, Momma Grape. Here's the audio. Take a listen.
All right, let's try that again.
Wasn't really thinking, just was thinking of the fastest possible way to get the mattress from A to B, which just happened to be throwing the mattress in the back and putting Liddy on top.
That sounds great. I'll just hold the mattress down in the back of the truck. I remember the whole thing other than landing. I flew out just screaming, and then I remember just rolling on the street.
I'm looking in my rearview mirror and I see my fiance rolling away from me. First thought was that she had died. A lot of people were able to overlook the stupidity and really come and support both of us in the time that we needed it.
Yeah, okay. So number one.
First off.
Number one, she chipped her tooth. Her face is all messed up. She got road burn.
Why wasn't he on the mattress?
Well, and that's the thing. That's why I brought up, and you perverted my point, but that's why I brought up Momma Grape, because again, you put her on it, it ain't moving anywhere.
I get it.
This is a smaller lady. The mattress was wiggling up in the air and it flies out of the back.
Well, you'd have to think this through. Momma Grape goes on it. The truck isn't moving anywhere, right? So you're not getting very far, right? That's going to be the problem.
Well,
there.
that's true. That's true.
Now you have
you need something in between this lady and Momma Grape.
What? Now the shock,
Mama June.
Now the shocks are wrecked on the car, and the mattress is flat. So how do you win with Momma Grape at the end of the day? You don't. Yeah, good.
Because it's Momma Grape. You win.
If we're choosing mamas, a nice June would probably be a good in the midpoint there to hold the mattress down.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Sorry.
Look, we know you. We know that you look at that bank account and don't know where half of those charges come from. So we decided to help here at 105.9 The Mountain. We want to remind you that we are always on, always free. And we're even discussing paying you to take the Rizzo and Jeff Show home. For now, enjoy all the music, laughter, podcasts, and social media for free.
The first good thing Nick... Oh, thank you. Thank you. Rizzo and Jeff, 105.9 The Mountain. I appreciate it. First good thing that Nick Cannon has done, I think, ever, especially for his children coming up in the JNN, Jeff.
Yeah, he has 12 kids with 6 different moms so far, and he has insured his family jewels. We're going to talk about that. Didn't even know that was possible, but it is. I'm going to talk about a realtor who lost his job because he exposed his female boss for a massive treat she left in a bathroom of a house that he was trying to sell.
Oh, boy.
That happened. He was let go. And what's the fastest you've ever driven in your car?
Well, in the Juke, about 44.
All right. That's not what Bunk County Sheriff say, but 143 miles an hour, is that a little quick? Yeah, we'll talk about that. Somebody who was popped for doing that, we'll talk about that coming up, all right?
All right, Janan coming your way after the hill.
To be the sad man
behind Jeff's eyes. It's the Rizzo and Jeff Show, 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's Classic Rock. Ready for the JNN?
Well, I'm ready for the JNN. I'm ready for it, yeah.
What do we got coming up here?
Yeah, we're going to talk Nick Cannon.
We tried to sing to you.
Nick Cannon, I heard, and ignored. Nick Cannon insuring the family jewels, and we'll tell you for how much. A realtor who's going viral for being fired for calling out his female boss who left a monstrous treat in a restroom. In a restroom at a house he was trying to sell. We'll talk about that. And why in the world would you need to go 143 miles an hour? What's the gig here? We'll talk about that as well, all right?
Well, the JNN brought to you by Train Heating and Cooling Systems that are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you because we run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. That's traininfo.com because it's hard to stop a train.
It's time for the JNN, the Jeff News Network, with all the news, important information, and local things that you want to know. It won't be here, but hey, they try, so here's the JNN on 105.9 The Mountain now.
So the other day in Georgia, a driver was caught traveling on the Georgia 400, one of their highways, at 143 miles per hour. Okay?
I feel like, is that instant suspension?
It's got to be something like that. All right, he was driving in a Nissan Juke. And, no, I'm joking. It wasn't that at all. It was actually what's so funny about this, because you're going to have to say goodbye to it today. But it was a 2023 Cadillac CT5. And this was in a 65 miles per hour zone, and he was going 143. So I guess that's what they call the super speeders, of course. And that's if you're ticketed for traveling 75 miles per hour or faster on a 2-lane road, or 85 on roads and highways, whatever it may be. Why the heck would you want to be traveling that fast? That is ridiculous.
Okay, he was in a Cadillac.
Yes.
Okay, I will say this. When you're in a Caddy, it's comfy. You don't know you're going that fast. Well,
yes,
let me rephrase
it.
You don't realize you're going 80 on a highway. I would imagine going 140, because, I mean, you just... just turn the wheel just ever so slightly. You're going to, die. So that's putting so many people in danger. I mean, I get it; it's a comfy ride, but what are you trying to do? And I'm looking it up now. That's absolute instant suspension.
It would have to be.
It's absolutely instant suspension. Yep.
Where are you in your head that you think that is going to be a great? There's no chance for a reaction time if anything happens. There's just no chance, no shot whatsoever.
Well, the guy from Jackass, Ryan Dunn. I mean, he was driving his Porsche. I think it was 113 miles an hour, and he didn't make it. Right. So I mean, that's 30 miles an hour faster than that.
Wow. That's
so,
quick. Yeah.
Look, say what you will. Look, I understand people run late. I understand sometimes you lose, control of speed and all that. But I don't even think our good friend Curdy Sloots could help you at 143.
No, a Sloot would just make sure you were in the clink. That's it.
The most trusted source for useless information.
Who is your source? I need to know your source.
The JNN Jeff News Network is on 105.9 The Mountain now.
All right, so we all know that Nick Cannon has, if you don't know, 12 kids with 6 different moms so far.
He makes a lot of love.
He does.
Loves making love.
Right. Hosts The Masked Singer, amongst other things. But he has now insured his junk for $10 million. He used an online survey from something called Dr. Squatch to find out how much he was worth down there, confirming everything from his favorite features to how he likes to get down in the bedroom, all of it wrapped into one. And they found out that he is able to insure it for $10 million. $10 million.
Here's what I like about this, and this is, he's never going to do this, but I wish he would. Okay? Cut him off. All right, you get prosthetics. You get to $10 million. You have how many kids? 12?
He's got 12 kids from 6 different baby mothers. Yeah.
That's $800,000 a kid.
Yeah.
Your kids deserve, a little bit of jing. All right? So why don't you do this? Cut them off. Get prosthetics. Give them each $800,000. Give them to the mothers of your children to take care of the kids. And just stop having kids. Because that solves 2 problems. One, that stops the ability to have the kids, but that also pays the kids that you do have to make sure that they can go to college and or have a good life. So insure them, chop them, bing, bang, boom, kill 2 birds, 1 stone, pun intended.
Okay. Well, first off, lucky for him that his is worth $10 million.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think they'd insure ours for?
Well, we're uninsurable. Okay.
From Asheville to, that's pretty much all they can handle right now. It's time for the least trusted news network in town. But they are new. The Jeff News Network is on 105.9 The Mountain now.
So there is a realtor, finally, a realtor that is going viral for posting a picture of a log that his female boss left behind in a toilet at an open house. Now, this is one of his.
We're talking a log.
Listen to me. We're talking a tree branch. Okay. All right, this thing.
We're talking Chipotle for Chipotle 3 weeks,
and you held it for fun. All right, and
right.
so So,
P.F. Chang's.
Now, mind you, there was no water in the toilet, okay? So there was no water whatsoever.
My.
So he posted an almost 10-minute video on TikTok describing the incident that took place between himself and his boss. He was fired after posting the picture of this submarine, okay, that she left behind, and he tagged her in it as well on Instagram when he did it. He wound up removing it, but when you take a look at it, and I guess she got angry and she was pissed about it, sure, but you look at it, and I don't know how that comes out of a human.
I saw it. Did you see it?
I've got an in-depth look at it, yes.
Here's the thing.
It would have to be disassembled before they could flush anything.
Yeah, it would have to be disassembled. You'd have to take that out in hazmat.
Right.
Here's the problem, though. You don't put a picture of the boss's log, right? So let's just say our boss left that log in there. You don't put a picture of it because again, they have the ability to fire you. Now, if it was a coworker, like if it was Coach, you could do it because Coach can't fire you. But if it was Steve, he could fire you. So you don't do that. Do it to Coach. Do it. Well, see, Springelmeyer,
listen. It's a female boss, so I think that is what people were going.
But But see, do you think that are people saying that they feel that it was right that he got fired, or how do they feel about it?
Well, it's a kind of 50-50 split. Like, maybe that's something you shouldn't do, and then they were saying, well, how rude is she, knowing Rizzo, that there was no water, there was nothing, and she locked the bathroom door as she left, knowing it was in there, knowing that it was done so that nobody would go in and be able to see it. Now, nature calls for sure, but man, that thing, what did you have?
A turkey?
A turkey.
I mean, that was a turkey.
That was a turkey and all the fixins. I gotta tell you, okay?
That was something. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, Jeff. I don't think he should have lost his job. I think he was right. As a matter of fact, if anyone should have lost their job, it should have been the boss because, again, no plumbing. You're trying to sell a house. They were eventually going to open the door. Then what?
Well,
then what?
Well, after that, you're going to need new plumbing. Okay.
Look, we know you. We know that you look at that bank account and don't know where half of those charges come from. So we decided to help here at 105.9 The Mountain. We want to remind you that we are always on, always free. And we're even discussing paying you to take the Rizzo and Jeff Show home. For now, enjoy all the music, laughter, podcasts, and social media.
To bathe or not to bathe, that is the question. Listen, when you have kids, it can be a pain. And there's a contingent of parents that say, listen, forget about it. Throw them in the pool. They're right as rain. How do you feel about that, Jeff?
Well, look, if you want to reek of chlorine, that's kind of your call. But I think that I don't know the cleaning properties of chlorine, but I would assume that if you're trying to, rinse off, what's the problem?
Yeah. Well, the problem is that chlorine is a chemical.
Mm-hmm. Who knows what's in the water that you're showering in? Also.
Yeah, it's just that it's soap and a bath, and it's to clean. Throwing your kid in a pool who's dirty where other people swim, and let's be honest. The average, they pee in the pool. There is a lot of pool peers. We have talked about this in the past. This is a real legitimate thing.
Yeah. Well, look,
you know what I mean? So
if you're in there, sometimes you just can't help yourself. Once you hit the water, it's just something that, I don't know, your body just reacts. It's like you have to go sometimes. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality. There's a lot of pool urination in Asheville.
There's a lot of pool urination everywhere, but I would assume Asheville, has its fair share of pool peers.
Oh, no, for sure, yeah.
I mean, but that should just add to the fact that this movement of, hey, kids in the pool, clean kid, no shower, no bath, it's just sheer laziness. Tell them to get in the shower.
Well,
tell them to get in the bath.
Sometimes it's a pain to get certain kids to want to bathe and things, and maybe you got a little husky. A little husky boy.
A little husky boy.
And, you know, it's a pain to just get him to bathe. He's playing, you know, Call of Duty all day, all kinds of things. You know what you do? If you can't get him to shower, you trick him. Yeah, you know, you say, hey, let's go in the pool. And you're good. At least you get a rinse. I mean, it's better than nothing, don't you think?
Okay, I would accept that if after the pool you have, you know, some pools and beaches have those showers, right? Like I would accept that.
Okay.
I, for one, think that the, let me see, hold on, 4.8 million people who have responded to this, watch this video, and the hundreds of thousands of comments, I think that the parents who say that they love, quote, summertime because, quote, the pool counts as a bath season.
Yeah?
That's a thing? The pool counts as a bath season?
Listen, it's summer, you get a little lazy, okay? Things happen, you don't feel like it all the time, you're off, you know, the kids are off from school. You don't want to shower every day. I get it. I understand.
Yeah, no, not at all. As a matter of fact, I can understand that, but I think we're missing the issue. We brought up pool peers. If you're going to swim, the chlorine is so high because of that. So you're bathing in chemicals and pool peeing, right? Do we not get that?
The chemicals take care of that, okay? So
you're clean? Well, they did say...
it's the summertime. We stop it.
You're right.
Shower every day. And get off. Just go hit a cannonball.
Yeah, belly flopping. Yeah.
This is just a friendly reminder that your favorite local radio station, 105.9 The Mountain, the Rizzo and Jeff Show and podcast are always going to be free and available to you any place podcasts are found with no extra or hidden fees. We pay enough for them. It's our gift to you. Laughter and great music in the car.
All right, so listen, we're going to talk tubing. It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. The Rizzo and Jeff Show on things that didn't make the show. If you're on camera, if you're at work, just assuming that you're a tubing. Right?
Okay, just, how about you?
Keep your pants on.
If you're on a Zoom. It's,
that's
smart.
Easy. Yeah, it's true.
Slip on your dungarees.
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
Okay, I can't play the audio for you because it's in a completely different language and it would be pointless to just play it for you. However, the mayor of Rio de Janeiro, one of the biggest cities in the world, was on a council meeting. The mayor couldn't attend. He had some tummy issues. But he said he would be there through FaceTime / Zoom / whatever.
Sure.
Well, they go to the mayor, and wouldn't you know, he was tubing.
Was he on the commode?
He was on the commode, and when I say tubing, I mean full expose.
Oh, so we got
a full Rio mayor expose, and all 77 years of him was exposed.
Oh boy, okay.
Very wispy.
Yeah, was he wispy?
He was wispy.
Yep, 77, things.
Wispy.
They dangle. It's wispy, you dangle. Gravity takes over.
It does.
Yep.
It does. There's a lot of dangling and wispiness.
Yep.
So, that's kind of where that's at. And, just be careful. We just, listen, if you're going to do things, do it the right way. If you're going to be on a work, I always make sure that I have my underpants on when I have my work computer.
Do you?
Even if I'm editing audio.
That you don't trust that it could be like.
I don't trust. Listen, how do I know that, I don't know, our engineer, he's a great engineer. How do I know he doesn't have access to my laptop whenever he so chooses?
And maybe he just wants a little peek.
A peek?
Of your wispy.
A peek of my wispy.
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
The Japanese are having a problem. The Japanese have a lot of olds, but not a lot of youngs. They are begging people to just start having kids. Yeah. They don't even care anymore if you get married. They don't care, if you stay with one person. They don't care if you're Nick Cannon. They just need you to have babies because by 2030, if this trend doesn't continue, they will be extinct in 200 years.
Yeah,
at least according to Japanese scientists.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. I don't believe that to be the case. Eventually,
I don't believe that either, right?
Yeah, they're encouraging their single citizens to get out and mingle using dating apps. They want you to foster marriage. And, there's record low birth rates in Japan, and they're getting very concerned. So they want you to get it on there. They're encouraging it.
Well, I mean, I always knew the Japanese to be tender lovers. Maybe they just don't feel like it. Maybe the problem is, I think it's is the country where they play Kenny G on the way home. And I think that used to create a lot of romantic feelings, but now it's kind of like part of your day. It lost its effect. Mm-hmm. That's how they let you know it's the end of the day. It's like, well, I think it's backfired, and that's kind of what's going on with the Japanese birth rates.
Well, listen, I hope they get it on. I hope people there are just fun and fancy free, and if they're doing it in public and anything else, I don't think anybody would care. So if you're a being that just loves to get it on, take a trip to Japan.
That's it,
and just
be wispy
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
Well, we have no problems having kids here in the U.S. of A. So much so that somebody had a baby inside of a golden corral. Didn't know that she was pregnant. However...
Oh, come on.
Well, that's what she says. And because of that, she named him something special, but 105.9 The Mountain, hello.
Hello, I can't believe I got through. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Doing well. What do you got?
Well, I need some help. Maybe you can point me in the right direction.
Oh.
So I'm at home. I turn on the radio in my workshop, and I've got 105.9, that's my favorite radio station.
Mm-hmm.
But I get in my car, and I've got a week-long sales commercial for Sirius XM radio. What's up with that?
I don't know.
I don't know. It wouldn't be on our station, but they're failing. So give them. They are. Less than 5% of people have them, especially after the free subscription. So we'll do some investigating and get back to you. Anywho. I don't know what the point of that was, other than to say that,
we're free.
We're free.
That's it.
Enjoy it. How about that?
Yeah,
all right, it's free. That's the whole point.
Right.
Anyway, this woman gave birth to a child and named him Corral because he was born in the Golden Corral. You get it?
Yeah, just because you had the baby in the Golden Corral,
right?
You knew you were pregnant. And
I don't know. They have that show. It's like Phantom Pregnancy. They say, and she looks super skinny. Like you'd never know she was pregnant. And she gave birth to a 6-pound, 1 ounce baby boy. Like very healthy. Everything was fine.
Well, she was probably eating the meatloaf and wasn't sure what was happening.
Yeah, her stomach was churning.
Right, and there it was. And then you named the kid Corral. Yeah. Well, good luck, kid.
Good luck, Corral.
You're Corral for life. Good luck.
Tired of all those little hidden V's? And subscribe here, and 2 months later, you're $50 short? That's why the Rizzo and Jeff Show and 105.9 The Mountain will always be local and free. Well, we couldn't charge for these guys if we tried anyway. We were just kind of being nice. More of the Rizzo and Jeff Show